Everyone, it's been a while, and we're back to building this massive spawn base that is going to take way too much time. We're back without a script, because I sounded really weird with a script last time, so I'm not using a script. We're going to work on 3 of the 4 quadrants surrounding the main spawn tower. I actually meant to do the docks first, but I didn't. So we're gonna start with the forest. And as everyone knows, every good forest starts with a river. Or a very, very shallow stream, because it's working off of the river. Yeah, I wanted the river to lead into the farmlands. And for that, I needed to make this little stream so that I didn't have to put the farmlands directly near the river for other reasons. So we're gonna work on this tiny little section of forest for a little bit. Give him a minute before he realizes that he's got a lot more forest to do than he's doing right now, but we'll figure that out later. So just building trees, because that's the entirety of this section. The farmland, which actually took forever. I only recorded a half an hour of this. I think I was working on it for at least another 2 hours after this, solely because it was so repetitive and stupid. It actually required a little bit of terraforming, because believe it or not, I didn't want this to be perfectly flat, despite the fact that I took 18 hours to make everything perfectly flat. But I dug wells of water. They're technically 8 blocks away from each other. That won't matter. End up mattering because they can't make the land above them, I don't know, not dry. So my carefully thought out plan doesn't work. I'm adding trapdoors on top of these wells so that I don't fall in them, because that's annoying. I'm also adding lights at the bottom so that they're not just completely dark. I will, at the end of the build, add lights to everything. That'll be in the final touches that I'll show you at the end of the last video, which is next video. So I've also added these half slabs around the edges of each of the platforms, as you may have noticed. That's just to reduce the risk of someone jumping off of the block above and breaking the dirt. Because you wouldn't want to do that, because if anybody touches this field, I will cry. It took an insane amount of time to go and till every single one of these fields and plant seeds. And like I said, some of the ground isn't wet, so they would immediately turn back to dirt. So this was an annoying process, but it looks nice afterwards. Four of five parts of this build complete, and you may ask me, Silver Phoenix, why not the last part? And that is because the last part is going to take a really long amount of time, even more than that stupid field of wheat that looks really pretty that I hate because it took way longer than it should have. So, next part is going to be a bit of a doozy, but we're going to do the final look through on this because it looks nice. So,